Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't even roll my slide on you. Backflip, cause I'm mad rich. The definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. Go hard. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah. Touchdown like the end zone.
What's going on? Let's go.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Bottom Line, episode 6. Coming to you live, Canteen Flow, coming to you here today. Welcome to the show. Thank you to all the new members. I believe, Canteen, we got the 310 numbers. We're up over 300. 310. Thank you all the members on joining the Facebook group. And go ahead and share this. If you're watching right now, go ahead and share this on your Facebook. Hey, give us some support. We appreciate you. It's time to go hard or go home on the Bottom Line, baby. You ready to go?
Go home. Go
right.
Hard. Go.
That's right. Let's go. Appreciate everybody. We're going to be coming on YouTube. We get back on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And, share this if you see it. A lot of sports. A big sports day. Hey, Canty, I think the NFL is only 141 days from opening the first games. 141 days, the NFL starts back up. NFL's coming soon, man. Coming quick. A lot of stuff to discuss in the NFL today. Got a lot of sports to cover today. Big sports week this week, right, Canteen? Got a lot of sports to discuss today.
A lot of sports, bro.
A lot of sports. Yeah, a lot of big sports week. All right, welcome to the show, The Bottom Line. We appreciate you joining the show. We are here kicking it with you live today. If you see this on the repeat, make sure you still share it and make sure you like, subscribe, or join the show, join the Facebook group. You can subscribe over there on YouTube if you don't mind as well. That'll help us out. But we got a lot of stuff going on. The end, real quick, we won't talk a whole lot about it, but the Major League Baseball has had an agreement. They're going to play, I think, April 7th will be opening day. And one of the changes is they're going to go from 10 to 12 playoff teams instead. But the games are back on. Canteen baseball is back on. A lot of people are excited about baseball coming into an agreement.
Pass the time away, bro.
Yeah.
Baseball, because once the finals start June 1st, finals be over with mid-June, and baseball will be the sport that kind of ties us over until like August when the guys start training. Then you got the Hall of Fame game, and then before you know it, September, as you mentioned.
And football. That's right.
141 days, bro. It's time.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Welcome to the show, The Bottom Line. Like, share, do all that good stuff. Share this on your Facebook if you're watching on Facebook. I appreciate it. Let me turn myself down. I think I'm a little high. I'm a little high here. Go ahead.
Hold on. Breaking news. Tom Brady says that he will return for his 23rd season. Breaking news just came across my phone.
Breaking news. Brady is coming back for a 23rd season. Does it say what team he's going to play with?
Return as a Bucs quarterback next season.
Oh, as a Buck quarterback.
As a Buck.
Wow. Bro. Wow. Okay.
Brother just won't give up, man.
Tom Brady.
Well, I know what that means for me. I know what that means for me. So I ain't even got my hopes up my season.
You don't think he's going to come to the Falcons?
I will.
Man, you're stuck like Chuck with that Matty Ice over there for at least a couple years. Man, y'all need to drop the quarterback this year. All right. Welcome to the show, episode 6. Appreciate it. Make comments, subscribe, share, like it, make some comments down below. Let us know what's going on. Who broke that news? Did somebody break it, or did you just see it online? ESPN? All right. ESPN. Tom Brady's coming back. You haven't heard? Tom Brady's coming back to the Bucs. I know Big Lou is excited. Our Bucs fan, he's probably excited about him coming back. So, shout out to Big Lou if you're out there listening. Yeah, Joe Lewis out there. He's our Bucs fan. He came on one time. We interviewed him. All right, Canteen Souls. Today is Selection Sunday. Today is Selection Sunday. Hey, and just to let y'all know, if you look on our Facebook group, we have our bracket up. Go join our bracket up on the Facebook group. Go to Facebook, the Bottom Line Sports. If you're not a member yet, Bottom Line Sports, and join that Facebook group. And there's a link there that's going to lead you to the Bottom Line Sports bracket. It's an ESPN bracket. Go in there, make your picks. Selection Sunday has just happened.
Just commenced, bro.
Just commenced. So any surprises, anything you want to look at, or anything you want to bring out? I know that you said you might be going to one of the games, or you might be going to the games out there in was it New Jersey or Buffalo?
Out in Buffalo, man. So I'm gonna look at, possibly going out Saturday, based off of the Thursday matchups, man. I mean, the only team that I would want to see that's gonna be playing out there in Buffalo is either Arkansas, Providence. I don't really know much about them, but I mean, those are the only teams that really strike my eye. And Iowa, that's it, man. They're the only ones that strike my interest in that area. But it depends, because they'll open up Thursday night, and whoever. It's going to be 2 games Thursday, or I think 2 or 3 on Thursday, and then they'll have like whatever games on Saturday. So right now, Providence, they're the number 4 seed playing South Dakota State.
Right. And, everybody just played their conference championships. Yeah.
Now, like UConn, I think UConn is going to upset New Mexico State, and I'm pretty sure Iowa's going to beat Richmond. So those are like the teams that I want to see, like Iowa win, UConn
out there,
win.
They're going to be playing out there in Buffalo?
Yeah, playing out in Buffalo, man. So.
And then there's a play-in to play Arizona, a 16-team. See, it looks like it's Texas Southern versus Texas A&M, CNC, Community College. One of those two teams will play Arizona is what it looks like.
Yeah, so
Southern, fun. Got some bracketology going on, right?
Yeah, SWAC teams. Yeah, they're going to play. Yeah.
All right.
They'll play like Tuesday or Thursday. They'll play like tomorrow night.
What's that?
The playing game is on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think it's on Tuesday.
Tuesday, because they end up playing again Thursday, right? Thursday or something.
Well, yeah, because they got 4 playing games. Michigan's in one of the playing games. Looks like Indiana, and the other playing
Wolverines?
game. Yeah, they're playing Notre Dame in the play-in, or in the first four. The first four is what they're called in the East.
Indiana, Wyoming, and you got Texas A&M, that Community College, and Texas Southern.
Right.
Ooh, boy, ain't looking good.
Yeah, so Michigan's playing to take up that number 11 seed. They're playing Notre Dame. That's what it looks like in the Midwest.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be. Ooh.
So Gonzaga's your number 1 in the West. In the South, you have Arizona. Kansas is in the Midwest.
And Baylor's one in the East.
And the Baylor's in the East. So looks like we ended
Baylor.
up. Where did we end up? We end up in the South over there. So we're gonna end up playing in San Diego. We're under Arizona. So always going to separate your top 4 seeds. They're going to try and separate them, get them in different regions. So that's why we're not in the region. In that we should probably be in the Midwest, playing some of those in that Texas area. But we got Kansas over there, so we can't. They don't want to put us in the same region with Kansas and Baylor. So they put Texas Tech as a number 3 seed in the South. They always want to separate your top 4 seeds. You don't want to ever put them in the same region. They protect those top 4 seeds, basically. All right, so there you go.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's gonna be some good games.
Be some good games.
Man, like Auburn, Villanova, Duke. These guys got some good. Oh, now you got to play Montana State.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, Montana State. Man, y'all gonna kill them, man. The 14th
I thought it was St. Pete.
Montana State, y'all gonna kill them. Nah,
is it Montana? It says St. Pete.
State, y'all play. You guys play Friday.
St. Peter's. I think we're playing St. Peter's. According to the, I'm looking at the CBS one. Look at that CSP.
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I mean, they may end up playing them. They're going to be playing a lower seed anyway, a 14 seed. Whoever makes that 14 seed. Yeah,
kill them, man.
We'll be good. We'll be good. I'll be looking for the second round. Hopefully, we'll play that second round. Texas Tech played in the Big 12 tournament. Shout out to Texas Tech. They made it to the Big 12 tournament championship.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna play good. They got a really good defense. Sometimes we're inconsistent on offense. I think we have a chance. Texas Tech has a chance to make it to the Elite 8, I believe. I don't know if they can make it past that. They don't got that go-to guy on offense. You know, sometimes you need that guy who can get you those points. You know, close out the game a little bit at the end of the game.
Right.
They can get you the points. Shannon was that guy or can be that guy, but he's been injured most of the year. He's had some back issues, and so he hasn't been able to be that guy. And all of our guys are just kind of, they all get 10 to 12 points. You know, you get 5 or 6 guys to give you 10 to 12 points. So everybody can score one time, and it just depends who's hot at the time. And so hopefully if we can stay consistent on offense, Texas Tech can go maybe to the Final Four. It'd be tough, but I think the Elite 8 is definitely reachable for Texas Tech.
It's reachable. Elite 8, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so make sure you go look at that Facebook group and go look and get on that Bottom Line Facebook group and go sign up for the ESPN bracket. I think we're using ESPN. It was easier for me, at least. So I went ahead and just used the ESPN bracket.
ESPN bracket.
All right, go check it out. All right, anything else on college basketball you want to talk about, Canty?
Oh, man, all this NFL stuff keep popping up through my phone, man.
I know. A lot of NFL. We'll get to the NFL in a minute. A lot of NFL stuff coming on. Had the breaking news. Brady will be coming back to the Bucks. As far as the tournament, anything else you want to bring up? Kansas was the Big 12 champion. Who won the SEC? Did they play already?
Tennessee won the SEC. Tennessee won.
Tennessee won.
Beat was it A&M? They beat A&M. Yeah.
I kind of figured that was going to happen. A&M was kind of riding.
No. Tennessee beat Kentucky. Jim Calipari and Kentucky.
Are they still playing then?
No, it's over. Tennessee beat them today. They beat them today.
Tennessee beat Auburn today?
Yep. Virginia Tech upset Duke in the ACC as well.
Virginia Tech upset Duke. Wow, shout out to Virginia Tech. They had a great tournament. They were playing really well.
Yeah.
So Virginia Tech's going to end up being in tournament. I think they were on the bubble, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
They're going to get in for sure now. If they were on the bubble, I don't remember, but if they were, they're in now.
So here's my whole ordeal, Flo.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not missing no March Madness because I'm going to have my iPad, Hulu, and all the games going to be streaming while I'm at work, so I'm not missing not one game.
Okay, shot. There you go. You're going to be a college expert. You're going to tell us what's going on.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Okay, good. All right, that's good to know. All right, so let us know what you think about the College Selection Sunday. Go sign up for that bracket, the Bottom Line Sports bracket on Facebook. There's a link there. Go click on it and sign up. Give us your predictions. 3 brackets. We're gonna get everybody 3 brackets. Kind of, you kind of have like your one that you want. Like I'm gonna probably put Texas Tech in the championship in that one, and then you kind of have your more realistic one, and then you have your one you kind of adjust a couple of your upset picks. You adjust some of them. So we'll have three brackets that we give everybody. You guys go over there and join and give us your 3 brackets. Yeah, you better get in there, Canteen, and do a bracket. All right?
And then like my
you ain't got to do it
bracket
today,
was
but
like 2 Cinderella teams.
two Cinderella teams.
16 seeded teams will upset somebody, bro.
Okay. Okay.
But I have it
Yeah,
done
do
tomorrow.
that.
I have my bracket done tomorrow.
Okay.
So it has to be done by Tuesday, so I have it done.
I've done my Tuesday program. I got to look at some of the teams. I got to look at who I'm going to pick as an upset on my realistic bracket, and then of course I'm probably going to put Tech in the championship in my dream bracket. But we'll see what happens. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to the NBA. Talk a little NBA.
Woo!
So who? I know that the Lakers are kind of still in it. They're not out of it yet, but they're hanging on to that 10 seed basically. They moved up 1 to the 9 seed, but they're not in that 9-10. They've been in that 9-10 seed for a few months. And they don't seem like they're going to move up. I don't know. Anthony Davis hasn't come back yet. He's been hurt. But the question is basically, who's to blame? Who is the most to blame for the Lakers' disappointing season? They're hanging on, like I said, to that 9-10 spot to make that play-in. So they're either going to play the Suns or the Grizzlies. Looks like they'll play the number 1 or the number 2 side. Ends probably going to be the Suns. That's going to be a tough matchup for them. But anyway, who has the most blame in this whole thing? It's basically a debacle a little bit because the Lakers were picked at the beginning to be a favorite to go to the. Yeah, exactly. To be a number 1, number 2 seed, and they're hanging on for a playoff spot. So who's most to blame? We say LeBron, Westbrook. Is it the head coach, Frank Vogel? Is it AD? He hasn't played. He hasn't been consistent. He's been hurt. Who's most to blame here, Canteen, for this Lakers somewhat disappointing season so far?
Let's caveat on that one note. So it's going to be they're going to get destroyed again tonight because they play the Suns again tonight. So they're going to lose another one tonight. The caveat on that tonight at 9.
Who are they playing?
The Lakers play the Suns at 9 o'clock tonight.
Oh, they do?
They play the Suns at 9 o'clock game.
Oh, okay. So if they beat the Suns, that'd be good for them. That'd be a good boost for them. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Here's what I know, Chris, about the entire.
The Suns are still doing well. Just for a side note, Suns are still doing well, and Chris Paul is still out. So, but go ahead.
It ain't looking good for the Lakers. The Lakers are in Phoenix tonight, bro. So it ain't looking good.
Right.
So when I look at their entire organization, man.
Yeah.
The entire organization has failed from top to bottom, from the owner, GM, to all the players. I can't really point one finger at anybody. I can't say LeBron.
So it's been a total debacle.
Because LeBron brought in all these guys, wanted all these guys because he thought that they could, win and build a championship. But you have to understand, you got a bunch of old legs with different personalities that don't know to really caveat and play well together. I'll give it to LeBron. Like the other night, 50 points. They beat Washington, but they don't have any consistency. And if you don't have consistency, bro, you cannot win basketball games in the National Basketball Association. You can't do it. And at this point, the Lakers got an opportunity to make the playoffs, do the play-in game, but they're gonna get demolished, man. They will get destroyed.
So they'll be out in the first round. Is what you're saying?
They'll be done. So 23 and a half games behind. They got to go on a major winning streak and run. But like I said, I can't point fingers at anybody in the organization, man. Those guys have to look at themselves.
But there's got to be like one person that you would hold most accountable. There's not one person at all. You just say the whole thing is a big mess.
It's a debacle, bro. I can't say Frank Vogel. He's the head coach, so most of the time the head coach takes all the flack for players, mishaps and where they fall short. But at the end of the day, the Lakers got to look at each other in the face. When you look at the Lakers, you got Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Ariza, you got Carmelo Anthony, you got Westbrook, you got talent stacked on top of talent.
They do. They have a lot of talent.
Keep losing, bro. They should be at least in the top 5. The top 5 of the NBA of the Western Conference, man. That's what I think. I can't just point fingers at one person, man. They have to look at each other as a collective whole and figure out where they're going wrong at, bro. That's my opinion. Wow. So
you're just spreading blame through for everybody. LeBron, Westbrook, Vogel, head coach,
everybody,
front office, AD.
Yeah, because they got to look at what
I got you. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, if I have to pick one person, part of me wants to pick LeBron because he wanted Westbrook there. No one else wanted Westbrook. Westbrook has been somewhat of a disaster there. He turns the ball over. You know, he doesn't really help. You know, they brought Westbrook there to basically come in and run the show while LeBron's gets to sit on the bench and get some rest. LeBron's probably has the most minutes, or he's up at the top most minutes, and lately they've been having Westbrook on the bench on the fourth quarter when it counts, and so it has been a debacle. And you know, part of me wants to bring Westbrook because he's been terrible, but Westbrook's just being who he has been. I mean, he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's being who he's been. His minutes are down, but his turnovers are still the same. I think he leads the league in turnovers. He's one of the lower 3-point percentage. He has one of the lowest 3-point percentages in the league. I mean, that's who he's been his whole career, and he's lost a step athletically. He's still super talented athletically, but he's lost a couple of steps, and now it shows with his other skill set. He can't make up for it. On the other side, whether on defense or whether shooting the ball, because he's never been a great shooter. And so once your athleticism, a guy like that, once your athleticism drops, it's significant to you, because that's what you had to lean on for the most part. And so part of me wants to blame Westbrook, part of me LeBron. You know what? I blame the front office, I think. I'm going to go with the front office.
Front office.
The management. I don't know who the GM is. I can't remember who the GM is. What's his name? Can't remember his name. He used to be Kobe's agent. No, he was Kobe's agent. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But the front office, Jeannie Buss, yeah. He used to be Kobe's agent. I can't remember. Pelinka, yeah. So I blame Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, who basically runs the Lakers. I blame both of them because they allowed LeBron to run this team. LeBron's the one that put out for Westbrook, and they gave him what he wanted. Even though everybody knew that was not a right fit, most people who were talking about it, in sports, all your commentators and all those, people who talk about sports, it's like that's not a good fit. Bro. Everybody knew it except LeBron, and maybe even the front office knew it, but they gave LeBron what he wanted. So I don't know. I blame them because they gave LeBron what he wanted. I put most of the blame on them. I put the front office, and then I have to give a lot of the blame to AD. AD has not come through since they won that championship in the bubble. He has been very inconsistent, and he's been hurt.
No consistency.
He can't stay healthy. And so, to me, AD is being, because, any team in the NBA, you have to have those two guys that can get you points. You have to have those two guys. Jordan, Pippen, right? You had Kyrie and LeBron back when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Paul, you got Ray Allen, Paul, some guys like that, man. They're consistent.
Yeah, you had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
Wade, yeah.
Or Dwayne Wade and LeBron were your two guys, right? But you have to have those two stars that lead your team, basically. And AD has let this team down, and part of it's, I guess, not his fault because he's been hurt, so he can't really help that. It's just his body's let him down. And the other part is when he's been in there, he's been inconsistent.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Give you something.
Right.
I'm gonna give you something crazy, right?
Okay.
The Lakers' record is 29-37. 29-37 gives you what? 29 plus 37 gives you 66, right?
Right.
37 in the old, 29 in the new. That's the Bible. That's just like a little thought for you right there.
Oh wow.
37 to 29, 66. Now let's look at it.
Okay.
The Lakers got 16 games left. Now I would put my money where my mouth is. The Lakers may win
27.
8 of their next 16 games.
8 of the next? They're going to lose half of them.
Yeah.
Wow. So you said 27 books in the Bible, 33. Is that what you said?
I mean, it's
66.
It's 66. But I think it's 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New, something like that. But they've only won 27 record? Games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 27, it's 27 and 39, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's the Lakers' record. They've only won 27 games. They lost 30.
We have the Illuminati on that one.
And 66, but Flo, I'm telling you, the Lakers, man, as I look at the Lakers schedule, bro, they're going to lose to the Suns tonight. The Lakers may go on a serious losing streak, bro. They
You
got
think
16
so?
games.
Are they gonna fall out of the? You think they're gonna fall out though? They'll still make the 10th spot.
Okay, they got the Suns.
I think no matter what, they'll make that
Timberwolves.
10th spot.
They might win 8 games in the next 16 out of 16.
Right.
Out of 16. Bro.
Well,
That's my
you know, to be honest, here's the other question: should LeBron just shut it down? If you're gonna be the 10 seed, and you're gonna face the Suns. Should you just shut it down and get ready for next season? Because I mean, you're not going anywhere in the playoffs. You gotta win that play-in first of all, and then you're probably playing the Suns, and you probably got no chance. I mean, do you just get ready for next season? Just shut it down?
Now, who would they play in that play-in game? That's the key.
They're probably gonna play the Suns. They're probably gonna play the Suns or the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are super. I mean, they're young, but they're talented and they're young. They got young leagues. They got young legs, or they might even play the Warriors, depending on because the Warriors and the Grizzlies are tied right now in their record. So it could be the Grizzlies, could be the Warriors. I think they have a better chance against the Warriors than they do the Grizzlies, to be honest, just because of I think the Grizzlies are too young, they're too fast. You know, they can't keep up with them. Where the Warriors are a little older team, so they can probably keep up with them a little bit more. Steph's still doing his thing, but he's a little older. He's not as fast as he used to be. Klay Thompson is still getting adjusted to coming back. Draymond Green's been out. He'll be back for the playoffs, but he's been out, so he's going to be a little rusty. So I think if the best case scenario for them, if they decide to go ahead or if they make the playoffs and be at bottom seed, they want to probably be that number 7 seed and play that next play-in a little and play the Warriors as the 2nd seed. To me, I think they have a better chance to beat the Warriors.
Because you said the 2 seed will play what seed now?
2 will play 7. 1 will play 8.
1 play 8.
Yes. Yeah. Right now they're set to be in that 8 seed. That's what it looks like.
Boy, that's gonna be. And they're not gonna beat the Suns, man. It may go 6 games to play the Suns.
Yeah, they can't beat the Suns. Yeah, they can't beat the Suns.
I don't.
That's what I'm saying too. They just shut it down.
Yeah.
Just get ready for next season.
Bro, it's hard, man, because it's just like your pride. Your pride.
Yeah, I know.
At the same
right.
time, I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, some people would say shut it down, wait for next season, but to me, the only reason I say no is because LeBron's he's in his last year or 2 or 3 at the most. You know what I'm saying? You give up this year and you just give up a chance at a championship. I mean, they're probably not going to go to the championship. If they go to the championship, it probably he might. You have a case to put him in the GOAT conversation for sure. I think Michael Jordan's a GOAT, but you definitely have a case if he's number 10 and he goes all the way to the championship.
All the way to the championship and they win it.
And number 8 at a number 8 seed, I would seriously consider him. But I'm just saying that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be hard to do, and LeBron just ain't got the legs for it. I mean, he plays spot defense now. He doesn't play all out on defense anymore. He can go all out on offense, but he can't do it every game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's had a couple of 50-point games the last couple of weeks, but I'm just saying he can't do that every game. He's going to need to do that, I think, to beat the Suns. He's going to have to be basically averaging 40-something points a game to win against the Suns. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, let us know what you think about it in the comments. Who's to blame with the Lakers? Who's most to blame? Let us know what you think. I think it's the front office and AD have the most to blame in there. Pelinka and Jenny Buss for placating LeBron. Even though you kind of have to, that's what you expect when you get LeBron. But sometimes you got to stand up and say, nope, we're not getting that guy. All right. According to the NBA.com, this is probably last week's stats. I didn't get a chance to get this week's stats. We took last week off. But the second half ramps up, and we're in the stretch run. What do we got, like 20 games left, something like that? 18, 20 games?
Yeah, about
something like that. Morant put himself in the conversation when he averages 43. He had 43. He basically was him and Luka Doncic were the NBA Players of the Month for February, and they're doing well in March as well. DeMar DeRozan kind of put himself in the conversation, averaging 34 points. And actually, it was DeMar DeRozan and Luka Doncic that were the Players of the Month for February. But yeah, what do you think? Who's your top NFL MVPs. Right now, NBA.com has Nikolai Jokic as top seed as for your MVP candidates, and then Joel Embiid's number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo's 3, DeMar DeRozan's number 4 right now, and John Morant's number 5, and then you have Luka Doncic at 6, Devin Booker at 7, Steph Curry at 8, Chris Paul at 9. He's been injured for a while now, so he may fall off just because of the injury, and then Donovan Mitchell at number 10. So Donovan may move up to 9. But what do you think their team? They got it right as your top 2 or 3 seeds. Is that right? You got the Nikolai Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Giannis are your top 3, or you got to move them around?
Let me move this thing around, man. I'm my top seeded guy. Well, I'll start with my number 3 guy, man. Luka. I'm Luka to 3, man.
You got Luka in the number 3. So you're moving up from
Luka,
6.
So let me
according to the.
This.
Okay.
Luka's 3, Embiid is 2, and Giannis, man, this kid almost 30 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, almost 6 assists. I mean, and then his average time he's playing like 33 minutes per in the game or whatever. But he's scoring at least 30 points a game, and he's consistent. His team is thriving. His team is growing. His team is winning. And I like it about his team. They're in second place in the East. So when I look across the board, I got to go with Luka, and then Joel Embiid, man. Joel Embiid, they embarrassed themselves the other night, man. They kind of had me upset the way they lost the other night, man. But Embiid, I mean, when I look at Embiid and Giannis are like neck and neck for points, almost the same for rebounds. A little bit off for assists, and then like 31.39, like 31.3, I guess, average time per game. So I'm gonna roll with Giannis, Embiid, and then I'm gonna go with Luka, man. At this point in the season, man. Still 16 more games to go. We'll see, but I don't think it's gonna really deviate much.
I had to cough earlier. All right, so where do you put Nikolai Jokic? You knocked him off number 1. You put him at 4.
He's 3.
No, you got Luka at number 3.
I mean, what's his name? He's 4. My bad. What's his name is 4?
Joker. Nikolai Jokic.
Yeah, he's 4.
You got him 4. You got him at 4. Okay. Yeah. That's a tough one. I'll have to put Joel Embiid at 1. Man, it's tough. I have to move him up to number 1 and put Giannis number 2. I would leave Joker at 3. I think Joker's had a better season. I think Joker has, his team's not as good. He's at 25 points, 13 rebounds, almost 14 rebounds a game. And then he has 8 assists basically per game. He's a great interior passer. He's your MVP from last year. And right now the Nuggets are number 6. So they're faltering a little bit, but he's keeping them in the mix. And then maybe, let's see. I would put probably Luka number 4, I think. So I would put Joel number 1, Giannis number 2, and then Nikolai Jokic 3. And I would probably put, I don't know, DeMar DeRozan had a great season. I would leave him at 4.
Okay.
And John Morant at 5, moving fast. I could see John Morant moving up. If the Grizzlies stay at number 2 and they end up moving to number 1, maybe surpassing the Suns, it'd be tough because they're 7 games behind. But if they stay at number 2, I like John Morant to move up a little bit. The 76ers are a 3 seed right now. The Bucks are a 2 seed. Heat's the number 1 seed right now. But if John Morant can hold on to number 2 seed, I would move him up in the top 3. I'd have to move him up in the top 3. I'd have to decide who I'm going to move out. But right now I got Joel Embiid. He's had a great season. He's stayed relatively healthy. That's been his bugaboo. He gets hurt, and then he can't play. and that's kind of been his problem is when he gets hurt and then he can't play for a little while. So
Yeah,
let us know
yeah.
let us know who your top 3 or top 5. Give us your top 5 basically. I'm gonna put Joel Embiid number 1, Giannis 2, Nikola Jokic 3. I'm gonna leave DeMar DeRozan 4, and John Morant number 5. That's my top 5 right now. Things could change. I think it's a pretty tight race still. I think it's pretty tight. You say that you don't see a lot of movement, but I think it's pretty tight. I think if Denver falters a little bit, that Nikola Jokic could fall. I think if the Bucks end up taking that, what's that?
Denver's number 6 at this point.
Right, at number 6 at this point. If they drop to number 7 or don't move up a little, I can't put Joker number 1 unless he just has a super great rest of the season. I don't see him as number 1, even though NBA.com has him number 1. I got to put Joel Embiid number 1 and Giannis number 2, and then put Joker number 3. I like DeMar DeRozan. He's played really well, so I got to have.
I think you muted it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I keep muting it.
Okay.
I keep having a cough. I don't want to cough in the mic, and then I keep forgetting to unmute it. All right, that's it. NFL time. A lot of movement in the NFL. Finish up the show. So much to talk about in the NFL. Let's talk real quick before we get right into it. What was kind of a big story at the beginning of the week, end of last week. Calvin Ridley bets on the NFL. What was he thinking? Get suspended for a year. What do you think? Is that justified? A whole year? Is that too severe? What was he thinking?
Man, Flo, I'll give you my honest opinion on that, man. Now,
you had a strong opinion when it happened. You were pretty upset.
I'm angry and upset, but I've seen a lot of things that have transpired in the NFL. Domestic violence, drunk driving, drugs. Guys I haven't seen anybody that's gotten a max punishment for the year except for I think Josh Gordon was the only guy. He's done drugs on multiple occasions, but he got reinstated.
Right.
I think Ray was somebody. This guy played Baltimore, was beating his girlfriend up in the elevator, got suspended in a few games.
Right.
But what I think they're making of Calvin Ridley because it messes with the integrity of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like
right.
Then he bet against his own team, so it's like bro. And then when you bet against your own team for $1,500, then I backtrack. I'm like, okay,
right.
He had all these issues. He said his mental state wasn't right. He needed a break and all this. We gave him a break. We gave him time to recruit and get himself together.
I mean, he wasn't even playing at the time.
He hadn't played since Halloween. And you bet $1,500 on a parlay bet? $1,500 cost you like $11 million.
What was he thinking, man?
Falcons, Flo. What does that do for the Falcons? We have no receivers.
It makes y'all look bad.
We have no deep threats. We have nothing. That's where I sit right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
It's like a total embarrassment.
And to hear all these NFL guys, I mean, and most of these reporters, and I mean, they say that stuff's all over the place. You cannot bet. I mean, they got signs everywhere. You can't bet on the NFL. I mean, it's not like it's something that's not known in the NFL. You're not supposed to bet on sports. And I know some people are like, oh, why can't he bet? This and that. I mean, that's a rule. And I think it's a pretty good rule. You shouldn't bet on the sport you're playing. And if you want to bet on other sports, okay, I think that's okay. But, I mean, you can't bet on the sport that you're in, NFL. I mean, that's pretty much any sport. I mean, look what happened to Pete Rose. He was banned for life.
Cincinnati Reds for life, yeah.
Yeah, he's banned for life. Some of the stuff he did. I'm just saying, you can't do it, man. Whether you like the rule or not, some people will argue, hey, owners own, they can bet or they own, sites that people bet on, but you can't bet on the NFL, man. If you're a player, you just can't do it. And that's a rule right now, and that's just the way it is. But that's a bad move. It makes the Falcons look bad. They got enough problems without him being out another season. I don't know. You guys let him go. What do you think? You guys, what are you gonna do with him? Y'all just gonna hang on to him? I mean, you lost him for a season. Y'all gonna cut him or just hang on to him?
I would cut him, man. But who else we got to throw the ball to? When you look at the Atlanta Falcons offense, we have a subpar offensive line. You got Matt Ryan. Right. You got Mike Davis as a running back. You got Cordero Patterson. He's a free agent, but they're not going to sign him to a long term. We need to bring in some. Listen, man. Here's my idea. Cut Matt Ryan or trade him or try to restructure his deal, man. Matt Ryan is a good fit.
Shots fired.
Listen to me. Matt Ryan is he's a great fit for the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh. Okay.
Can the Falcons bring in Deshaun Watson? Bridgewater. I'll take a Bridgewater. I'll take anything to cut Matt Ryan in that money, man, so we can bring in other skilled players. That's the key.
Oh, man. Is that what you think that's the key? Get rid of Matt Ryan?
I'm desperate. Yeah, we need to do something. We're paying him too much money. And if he's taking up the cap space, how can you bring in other players that's going to benefit the organization?
Right.
It'll be the same thing like land. And then if Brady comes back, the Panthers are wide open, the Saints wide open. Come on. Yeah, man.
Well, the Panthers are trying to. There's a strong candidate for Deshaun Watson. Yeah.
That's what
Okay. All right, we're about to talk about that in a minute. All right, so a lot of quarterback movement, man. I feel bad for you, Canteen, and the Falcons, and just doesn't look good for you guys for a little while. But before we get to the quarterbacks, big trade. Khalil Mack goes to the Chargers. You're going to have Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on the same D-line. How much of an impact is this going to make on their defense, Canteen? Does this make the Chargers? Does this make them legitimate favorites for the AFC West? Is it West?
I'm not saying they're legitimate favorites, but I know that they'll probably be in second place. I think they'll be in second place, and I think that adds more depth to the defense scheme. I think it's a great move that Khalil Mack ended up going out there to Los Angeles, man.
Khalil Mack. I mean, that shores up. I mean, they're a lot of their weakness was this doesn't really help their run defense. I mean, it can. You got two guys on the either end. I mean, it's a possibility it could help your run defense, but that was their big problem was their run defense. This kind of helps your pass rush, but does that shore up your run defense? I don't know. Unless they get somebody else, maybe they get somebody in the draft that can clog up the middle. But it's kind of a game changer because as far as most, because you look at it and you say, well, it doesn't shore up your run defense. Yeah, but if you look at the AFC West, everybody's going to be throwing the ball. The Raiders, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Broncos even now. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But, man, that's a big move. That could be a game changer for the Chargers. I had an early pick. I don't know if you remember, Canteen. I had the Chargers going to the Super Bowl before this happened, just as an early pick back on our page. I said the Chargers would make it'd be an all LA Super Bowl, Chargers versus the Rams. That was my early pick, but this makes that even more feasible now. All right, so a lot of movement in the quarterback. The quarterback position in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers re-signs with the Packers. He's the only one that basically stayed with his team. Aaron Rodgers decides to stay with the Packers. Their details are still sketchy. First it was $200 million, 4 years for $200 million, but but Aaron Rodgers said that wasn't true. So what do you think? Aaron Rodgers, regardless, he's going to get a big contract with the Packers. Regardless what it is, looks like it's going to be 4 years, maybe anywhere from probably 150 to 200 million, depending on what the end of the details are. But is that where Aaron Rodgers needed to be? Is that a good thing that he re-signs with the Packers? Is that the right move?
I think so. I think it's a smooth move. I don't know if I think they put a franchise tag on Devontae Adams. Then they tagged Devontae Adams.
The franchise tag.
That may be a good move. The only thing that I fear, I think LaFleur is the head coach, right?
Yeah, Matt LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur.
Mike, yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers is right where he needs to be, but when is he gonna win that big playoff game, man? When is he gonna win the big playoff game?
Yeah, that's the thing.
When is he gonna get over
to be
that
honest,
hump,
this year I don't think it was his fault necessarily. I mean, they kind of lost it on the defense a little bit, and so I mean, he didn't play really well, but he didn't play terrible. I think he definitely needs to pick it up in the playoffs. He needs to be a little more. I don't want to say reckless, but he needs to take more chances and push it a little more in the playoffs. He seems to be a little too careful, being a little too careful. He needs to just,
he plays too
make a play.
Man.
Too conservative, exactly. He gets more conservative in the playoffs. He doesn't want to throw that pick. Man, just let it go, man. This is it. If he's ever gonna make the Super Bowl again, he's got to let it roll. He's got to let the ball go and just go for it. All right, and then also the Seahawks trade Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. Wow. You know who's happy, right, Canteen?
Jake.
Oh, Jakey Jake, the Bronco lover. He really posted on our page. He was happy about that when they had that trade. Bronco lover Jake Montoya.
Hey, bro,
I bet he's happy they got a quarterback. Even though remember Canteen, they had last year's, he had an MVP candidate in Teddy Bridgewater last year, remember?
All that mouth he had. All that mouth.
Now they really got a quarterback. Now what's going to happen there? I mean, honestly, is the Chargers or the Broncos that would be their favorites to at least second place, if not first place? Who's going to challenge the Chiefs in that division war? Is it going to be the Broncos with Russell Wilson, or is it going to be the Chargers picking up Khalil Mack?
Boy, that's a tough one, man. If I got to go with my gut,
that's not the toughest division in football, right?
Heck no, man.
No, you don't think that's
no. Well, I think this season is going to be tougher. I think it'll be the toughest one, but I think I'm going to go with the Chargers before I go with Denver to edge out and win second place.
Really?
That's my opinion. Yeah, man.
You still think the Chargers with Russell Wilson with the Broncos? Huh?
I mean, I don't know what his run game looks like. I don't know what his receivers look like.
They got a good run game.
The Chargers were stacked. The Chargers should have slipped in and made the playoffs. The Chargers got put out in the playoffs, right? They should have slipped in.
They got put out by the Raiders.
Yeah. So,
I mean, to be honest, I'm trying to think of the Broncos, but they have a decent running game. Who's that guy? They got Melvin Gordon still, but they got is it Javonte Williams? He's pretty good. He's the guy. He's your future there. Yeah, I think they still have Melvin Gordon, but if not, they had Javonte Williams is a good running back. They have a decent running game. They still have Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, Tim Patrick. I mean, they have a decent passing game, and now Russell Wilson's got some protection. They have a decent line. If you think about it, what did the Denver Broncos need last year? They needed a quarterback, right? I mean, that's what they needed to be competitive.
Bridgewater was very inconsistent. Then he got injured, I think. So,
right. I don't know.
It's tough, bro.
He got injured, but he didn't. It wasn't a long-term injury. It was just an injury where he was in and out I think he was out a couple games. Then he got re-injured later on. I think he had a concussion one time. He was out for a game. Yeah, but I mean, Teddy Bridgewater was okay. He wasn't an MVP candidate like Jake Montoya said.
I don't know what Jake was talking about.
I don't know what he was talking about. Yeah. So I don't know. I think, oh, man, that's a tough one. I got to say the Chargers, because of Khalil Mack and the defense picks up, they have a slight edge over the Broncos. But that division is up for grabs, I think. I think even with the Chiefs in there, I think that division is up for grabs. I think even the Raiders could have a chance. Didn't they get Josh McDaniels? Oh, who's the Raiders' new coach?
I think McDaniels went out there to be the head coach. I think McDaniels.
Is it Josh McDaniels?
So they had Rich.
Yeah, look.
I think it was Rich. I'll look for it. I'll look real quick.
Yeah, I think it was Josh McDaniels went over there. Yeah, and they have he's a pretty good coach. He's a Belichick protege.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So to me, honest, he's gonna help improve that team. He's gonna help Carr, get a little better. To be honest, I think he's gonna give Carr. He's done well, with quarterbacks. He's known for working with quarterbacks. I think he's gonna do well and he's gonna be able to help Derek Carr be more consistent. I don't know, man. That's a big trade. I think Denver Broncos, Chiefs, and the Chargers are all neck and neck to me right now. It all depends who wins more division games. To me, but that's gonna be a tough season for them. I think to me, you said it wasn't, but I think that's the toughest division in football, and as of right now.
Right now,
that's the toughest division. Yeah.
Who's second? NFC South.
NFC South. Toughest division?
They're second place. Second place. Second to AFC West.
Falcons are in there.
Crazy? You say
are you kidding me?
Bro, your division weak.
Are you kidding me? They're not weak, man. Come on. The NFC West had 2 teams to make the playoffs. NFC East had 2 teams to make the playoffs. It was only the Packers and the Bucks that made it. You only had 1 team make the playoffs. Come on. I think the second strongest is going to be in the AFC. I think it's going to be the AFC North. Is your second strongest division right now.
Pittsburgh. You said Bengals, Pittsburgh,
Browns, and Ravens. Yeah, that's the second strongest division right now.
Right.
Yes, without a question. Come on.
Let me interject this.
Canteen, come on.
I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys.
Shots fired!
The only hard games y'all got next year, y'all got to go to the Rams. Y'all got Tampa, got Cincinnati, Minnesota, Green Bay. The rest of your schedule weak, man. You got a weak schedule.
Yeah, we got a weak schedule. Hey, sometimes
if y'all don't win your division next year, man, you got a problem, man.
Man, we should win it. All right, and then also Carson Wentz went to the Commanders. Does that change it for the Washington Commanders? What do you think?
Ron Rivera got to be the craziest food on the planet. Now I will say this.
You don't think he should have took him? You don't think so?
Man, they would have been better off getting Kirk Cousins back. Kirk Cousins just signed another deal, $35 million deal with Minnesota.
You think Kirk Cousins would have been better?
Yeah.
He's better than Carson Wentz?
I think so, man.
Okay. So this doesn't change life for the
let me ask you this.
The Commanders.
So let me ask you this question, bro. Why is Indianapolis getting rid of Carson Wentz? Answer that question. He choked in Jacksonville when they could have made the playoffs. He's not the answer, bro. He ain't the answer, man.
You don't think so?
He ain't it. No.
I don't know.
Would you take him in Dallas?
I think they gave up on him. I think that was more the owner.
Dallas?
Not over Dak, no.
I'm saying if you didn't have Prescott, would you take him?
Yeah, I would take him.
Well, it depends on who you had before Prescott. Okay?
Right. Well, yeah, depends who we had.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him over Prescott or Romo, but if we didn't have either one of them, I'd take him. He's a top 12 quarterback. He's in the top 12. He's right there with Jimmy G. He's right there with Jimmy G.
I can dig it.
Yeah. All right. Where does Jimmy G and or Deshaun Watson end up now? Deshaun Watson, shout out to Deshaun Watson. He was not charged by a grand jury of the charges. He still has to face civil suits by I think 9 women. Yeah, he's got a bunch of them. Civil suits, so they're still going to sue him civilly, but there was 9 women who came up and were making criminal who were going to try to make criminal charges, but he was not charged. So, I mean, that's pretty big. He'll probably end up still being suspended, so he's going to miss a few games at the beginning of the season. But what do you think? Deshaun Watson and Jimmy G, those are your next two teams. Minnesota doesn't need him because you said Cousins got signed. The Bucks don't need him because they just Tom Brady's coming back. Breaking news! If you didn't know that,
man.
Breaking news: Tom Brady going back to the Bucks.
All right.
What do you think? Kirk Cousins signs with the Viking.
Signed with the Vikings. $35 million deal, man. So.
Yeah.
Man,
so who's left? You got the Steelers. You got the Steelers that need a quarterback, right?
Saints.
The Colts are going to need a quarterback. The Seahawks need a quarterback because are they really going to go with Drew Lock? Come on. So the Seahawks need a quarterback. Who else needs a quarterback?
I don't know what the Saints are going to end up doing, man.
The Saints need a quarterback. They haven't signed Winston. And Winston, he's a free agent. He said he wants to play the market. That's what I heard. Last I heard, Jameis Winston wants to play the market. So
if Deshaun Watson leaves, who's at Houston?
Yeah, Houston's going to need one too. Well, no, they're going to use that kid they have. They're going to stick with him.
What's Tyrod Taylor?
Davis Mills, is that his name? Tyrod Taylor, he's a free agent. He's a free agent now. So he's available. Davis Mills with the Texans. Tyrod Taylor was with the Texans, but he's a free agent now. So where does Deshaun Watson end up? Most likely. What do you think?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Deshaun Watson might end up either. I don't see him fitting into Mike Tomlin's system up there, man. As much as I love Mike Tomlin, man, you got to go in there with structure and discipline. And
right.
There's consistency in Pittsburgh, man. Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. The guys had a winning season for the past 15 years. So I think the best fit for Deshaun Watson right now is in Carolina. If he goes to Carolina,
Panthers.
And he's young. The guy's only 26 years old, man. He got time on his side, man. So
I forgot about the Panthers.
Panthers. I think he can go in there and shake the Panthers up a little bit, man, because you're gonna have him.
So Watson goes to the Panthers. That sounds good to me. I think. Yeah. Where does Winston end up then?
Man,
the Colts. I think that might be a good fit. I think the Colts might be a good fit for him because they got a great running game. They don't need him to pass that much.
Yeah, they got a good running. They got a good running game with John.
They got a solid defense.
If they sign him, I think he would fit good there. I don't think he would fit well in Seattle.
You don't think he'd go back to the Saints?
The Saints might keep him, man. I don't know, man. You got Taysom Hill, you got him, you got Ian.
Right.
I don't know, man. The Saints were like a roller coaster, bro. So it's I don't know.
I think Watson is your biggest next. You got Jimmy G still. Where does he end up? People are talking about him going to the Colts, but that isn't really. I don't think that's an upgrade from Wentz. But I don't know.
No,
Jimmy G's.
I think San Francisco's gonna gamble, and they're gonna go and start Trey Lance this year, man.
You think so?
They drafted him.
I don't know. We'll see.
I like a kid like Jordan Love end up leaving Green Bay. Somebody's gonna land him.
They got him on a rookie contract. He can't leave for another 2 years. I don't think. Maybe 3.
2 years? 3?
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 years. They got him on a rookie contract. Yeah, he's not leaving unless they trade him. Trey Lance? Talking about Trey Lance?
No, not Trey Lance. I'm talking about Jordan Love. Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah.
Green Bay.
He's on a rookie contract, too. I think 2 years. He's got another 2-3 years, too. Yeah, they got him wrapped up, too. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think wherever Watson goes, though, I think that automatically puts him in the talks for possible Super Bowl run. Not necessarily, but a contender. I think they make wherever Watson goes, that makes them a contender automatically.
And I think he's a potential contender to the right AFC. AFC ain't his forte. You got too many top guns in the AFC, man. You got
So you think?
Russell Wilson. You got.
What do you think? Panthers or the
got-
Seahawks? Panthers or the Seahawks for him? What do you think?
Seahawks. I mean, no, Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers.
Okay.
All day.
Let us know what you think. This is the bottom line. We're just trying to wrap up some sports. Got a lot of NFL stuff going on. Breaking news that Brady will be signing or staying with the Bucks next season. Big news. Everybody will be talking about it tomorrow on all the sports talk shows. And then, of course, Kirk Cousins re-signs with the Vikings. Does that really matter? I don't know.
$1 million deal.
How much?
Nah, bro. 1 year, $35 million.
3 year?
1 year.
1 year, 30. Oh, you're on a 1 year deal?
Yeah.
I guess
I
that was
think
actually
it's
pretty
a
smart. I think that's a pretty smart move, though. 1 year, $35 million. It's like a prove it year for him. Hey, show us what you got, and then if not, they move on next year. But at least they got their quarterback for next year. So I think that's a good signing by the Vikings. Who else you got? Unless they probably didn't think they had a shot at Deshaun Watson. So yeah. We'll see what happens. All right. Anything else, Canteen? A lot of sports going on. A lot of things going on. NCAA. A lot of moving parts.
What's your deal on a trade with Amari Cooper to the Browns, man? I think that was a huge mistake on Dallas' behalf, bro.
We want to talk a little Cowboys. Yeah, I think that was a big mistake because if you look at Dak's production, he's always been better with Amari Cooper in the lineup. I think Amari gets a lot of your double teams a lot of times, and he opens things up for CeeDee Lamb, for other receivers, because he'll get the double teams, and a lot of times he can get open. I think the thing with Amari Cooper is that sometimes he disappeared in away games, but he does get a lot of double teams. He can run any route on the route tree. I just think, I don't know. I think there was a rumor that Amari Cooper and Dak got into it after that playoff loss, and he called Dak Prescott the Black Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
He called him the Black Kirk Cousins. So I don't know. So if the quarterback and the receiver are getting into it, that might be another reason. You let go of Amari because you're not going to let go of Dak. You've already invested too much into him. That could be another reason. Right. But at the same time, I think Amari makes Dak better. He
brings out the best in a quarterback like Prescott.
Yeah. And, Amari doesn't have a lot of drops. He's had a few drops this season, but overall, he rarely drops the ball. CeeDee's had a lot of drops. They're trying to make CeeDee Lamb, from what I know, the number one receiver, but he's had a lot of drops. Key drops. So I don't trust him. He's got to shore that up. If he can shore up his drops and be a little more consistent catching the ball when he gets targeted. I don't like some of the drops he had. There were big drops not only in the season, but in the playoffs. So CeeDee Lamb's going to be our number one receiver. I think you save a little bit of money, but maybe it was the fact that Dak and Amari kind of got into it. They ended up on the wrong side of each other. But we'll see what happens. I think it was a mistake. I think we should hang on to Amari, but as long as CeeDee can shore up his drops, and he can just take ownership of that number one position, I think we'll be okay. But it remains to be seen. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure CeeDee can be the number one guy. Yeah. All right.
I think you guys should head on to him, man. Not Lance,
What's
not
that?
CeeDee, but I'm talking about. I think you guys should head on to Cooper, man.
We should have held on to him.
I really think so. Yeah, man.
What's your main reason for that?
I just saw something else on breaking news. You guys just paid somebody else like $60-something million. Gallup,
yeah. Did we sign him? I know they were about to sign him.
Yeah, you just 5 year, $62.5 million deal, man. $10 million signing bonus. I think Gallup's good, but
no, he's actually really good, but he's coming off an ACL. That's a lot of money to pay a guy coming off an ACL tear. Man, I don't know. I guess they figure he's younger. The thing with Dallas, if you think about it, the thing with Dallas is that they've always taken care of their guys. The people that they draft, they always take care of them.
All of them.
If you look at Amari, he's been He's been He's been one of those free agents, and usually free agents, we usually don't take care of them like we do. Jerry, when he drafts somebody, he takes care of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I think. That's the way Dallas has always operated since Jerry Jones is there. He took care of Zeke. He took care of Dez. He took care of Romo. He always takes care of the guys that he drafts. That's just the way Jerry Jones is. And that's why I think Amari is one of the reasons we didn't take care of him. I think one exception would have been DeMarcus Ware. We let him go to Denver, and then he ended up winning a Super Bowl. All right. That's the bottom line, guys. Episode 6, a lot of stuff to talk about. Let us know what you think about all these topics. Give us some comments. Let us know what's going on in your life. Go fill out that bracket. We got a bracketology bracket on the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. Go fill out the bracket and give us your picks. You get 3 brackets. All right, go fill it out. Let us know what you think. This is the Bottom Line Sports. What do you got, Canteen? Anything else?
We have some basketball this week, bro. We'll see.
Basketball. A lot of basketball. And let me know. You might be going to the game. Let us know if you're going to go to that game, Canteen. Maybe you can post some pics on the sports page.
Yeah, I may end up going, bro.
Yeah, if you post some pics, post them on our page from the game.
Yep.
On the Bottom Line Sports Facebook page. All right.
Yes,
that's it for the Bottom Line. We appreciate you coming, joining the show, sharing all that good stuff. Check us out. Go fill out a bracket. Fill out 3 brackets. We'll get you 3 brackets.
Let's get it done, bro.
All right, let's do it, Canteen, man. Appreciate you. Good show. Let's see. All right, man. See you next time, brother.